Sorry, I was eating Fritos. Hi. Anyway, let's get started. This is sort of a sneak peek. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna do it for you. Because I was real hungry tonight, but I didn't feel like doing all the shebang. Real quick, let me just tell you what I got going on. This is about, what, a quarter of a cup of pickled turnips, because I don't have pickles. I have these, not pickles. So, use pickles if you've got them. Pickled turnips if you want. I've got one whole red onion, diced up. And then I've got about a tablespoon of minced garlic. In this bowl, cool, I have one bag of Fritos and one package of saltines. I hate that I'm using the brand names. Now in my saute pan, and my oven is heated to 375, and I've got 2 cans of tuna. It's regular old tuna that I haven't drained and stuff yet. I've just opened them. So I am going to put half of the onions in here. Actually, I used about 2/3 of the onions. All of the garlic and all of the pickles or pickled turnips. I'm going to put just a little bit of butter and pepper in there. And I just want to saute them down, because what we're going to do is add that to what we're making, which I've yet to tell you. We are making different tuna cakes. Now, I made those tuna sausage patties. Okay, they were ridiculous. I ate them like 5 more times. Hi, bye. But I'm a big fan of using tuna because it's cheap and it will stay good for a long time, and it's very adaptable depending on the seasonings you use. So this is the dry. We're going to make basically the same thing as like if you do a meatloaf or a crab cake. We're going to make a mixture that has basic seasonings. So it's going to, whenever I make a tuna cake, it's got onions, it's got garlic, and it's got pickles. Pickles and tuna just go together, and however you dress the tuna up, I'm going to dress you up in my love tuna. Thank you. However you dress up the tuna, the pickles will meld into that flavor, believe it or not. Pickles seem like they have a very distinct flavor, but they really don't. They're just tangy. So I'm going to heat this through. I want to add some black pepper. Now to my dry seasonings, I already have black pepper, a pretty healthy amount. And I'm just going to do sage in the dry as well. So this will be a basic mixture, and then when I go in, it can be pretty liberal. I said it's about a teaspoon of sage. When I go in to make all my different tuna cakes, then I can add individual seasonings to each of them. If I do them in separate bowls, so they can all take on different flavors. So I'm just going to make a big one for myself tonight because I'm hungry. We just want a little bit of translucence in the onions here. Get them to cook down a little bit. The crunch is nice, but we want the flavor in there. Cool. I'm just going to strain these tunas. Hi kids, how was your week? Depending on what day you're watching this, it could be the beginning of your week. So you're like, it hasn't started yet, asshole. Oh my god, sorry. Butthole. I think Emily swore once in an episode, so I think she dropped an F-bomb. I've never done that. Well, I mean, not. You're watching. Well, depending on who you are. Depending on who you are, you may or may not have heard an F-bomb dropped from me. I'm very smart. You want to come down and see what's going on? I'm in my PJs, by the way, so don't judge me. Okay, so I just emptied both of these cans of tuna into the big bowl there. I've just got the vegetable sauté. I'm pretty much done. Now, you don't even need a full translucence. Can you see how, well, I mean, the pink is obviously the pickle turnip. But, you know, see what's going on? It smells really good. So sorry, you didn't see what I was doing, because I'm not showing it. I used a tablespoon, maybe, of butter, and then a couple turns around the black pepper. And then again, that was basically pickles, or pickled turnips, onion, and garlic. I want to kind of get this in here before it... Oh. No, I'm going to be sticking my hands right in here, so I need it to, like, cool down fast. I'm just gonna rinse this pan out actually, because that's what I want to cook my sauce in. I'm gonna make because I want sort of a rich, I'm gonna do like a couple eggs fried up, and then I'm gonna do sort of a rich French sauce. I'm gonna make a lavender cream sauce to go over my Provencal tuna cake that I'm gonna make. Okay, so this is the excess onion. I'm gonna put it in the fridge for tomorrow, because we might want to use that in the sauce, because we're going to do an Italian tuna cake. I want to show you how versatile tuna can be, because people have such strong opinions that are almost always wrong. Okay, so in here I've got some mayonnaise, which is pretty standard. This is just the end of this thing. I want to get it gone, because I bought another thing of it. Wow, I love saying thing. So that's a tablespoon. It's like barely 2 tablespoons. You can have more if you want. I'm a big mayonnaise fan, but we're going to get a lot of our... the eggs are going to be the main, like, wet ingredient. I'm just going to rinse this, because I'm such a, I'm so green. I'm recycling it. Okay, do you know how to fry eggs? I always use butter, and I'll probably add just a little bit of, even though it's going to sound weird, to the eggs I'm going to make, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. It's fried egg, but instead of salt, I'm going to use a little sugar. Just because we're doing that Provencal sauce on the tuna cake, we want it to go together. So, I'm telling you that so that you don't have to watch me make them later. I'm going to make this very quick, since we're using a lot of the same ingredients and definitely the same concept in tomorrow's episode. Okay? You with me? Plus I'm really hungry and I don't really feel like just chit-chatting. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 large eggs in here. And then I'm going to mix it all up with my hands. Totally gross. It's actually really fun though. And then I have a pan. What's that thing called? Baking sheet dish thing? You gotta really get in there. I love making a tuna cake. You know what? I think because I put... Oh wait, we'll see. We're gonna see if the texture is gonna be right. It might need 1 more egg, but I don't think so actually. Now you can saute these like we did when we made tuna patty sausages, or you can bake them, or you can... we are gonna use another egg because I'm gonna let these sit in the fridge. So. Wait, what was I saying? I'm trying really hard to not let all my thoughts trail off. I'm trying to finish them. Tuna cakes. I made the tuna patty. Yeah, saute them like we did with the sausage, tuna sausage. Or you can bake them, which I have done in the past. You probably, if you've seen, when I make tuna balls or a tuna loaf. It's all the same. It's all the same. You're welcome. Now this is a lot wetter, which if I was just going to cook this all up right now, I probably wouldn't have added that other egg. But because I'm going to let it sit in the fridge until probably this time tomorrow, the mixture, I did that because it will absorb that egg and then it'll be drier tomorrow when I go to make it. So I am going to section it off into, I wonder if I can put it all in one of these. Because I only want like 1 big patty for myself tonight. So this is the stuff that's going to go away. Perfect. I'm going to make maybe 2 for myself because I am really quite hungry. Cool. So that's just the excess and it's going to go in the fridge. You with me? Cool. So this is what I have left. It's enough for 1 big patty or 2 decent sized patties. So I'll probably do that. Let's get my ingredients out. Eek! Okay, so we're just going to make it pretty simple. We're going to add clove to it. You know this happens whenever I try to find clove, right? cinnamon and clove. Go very light on the cinnamon. As I douse it. Okay, so we want to counteract this. Now remember, there's already black pepper and sage in there. Now there's cinnamon and clove. And we want to counteract it with something salty. I'm just trying to decide what that is. Let's say I've got some Cajun seasoning. I'll do that. Because it's a bold, rich kind of flavor. Okay, we're going to leave that. I mean, we're going to mix it. Actually, let's do that further away. Okay. It smells really good. It's going to be such a nice flavor, especially with the sauce we're making. Did you see that fling away? So, I've got this big ball, and I'm going to break it into 2 patties, and then I'm going to throw them on that pan and bake them. Okay? They only need to bake for about 15-20 minutes. So, in the meantime, I'm going to make the sauce. Nice patty, see? Bump! This is going to be really yummy. Mmm. These are decently thick, because they're going to bake through. See how nice? Boop. Rinse my hands, pop that in the oven, and let's make our sauce. And then we'll just come back to assemble it all. Once I've made the eggs and the tuna patties have cooked. Cool. Ew, gross. I hate cleaning as much as I clean. Okay, so I've got the same saucepan, and I'm going to do a roux. So I'm going to do, what's that, a teaspoon of butter? 2? You know you can just eyeball roux. Roux mon pan. Turn that on. This is how fancy. I'm not even going to measure this flour. I'm just going to pour and hope that the right amount comes in here. Eek. Eek. Because we want about the same amount of flour as we do butter. Butter. So yeah, that's like a teaspoon. Teaspoon and a half. Isn't it fun cooking with me in the kitchen? So let's just put this flour down. So to the eggs, I've just decided since I did what I did, I'm going to do a little bit of clove, a little bit of sugar, and then black pepper when I cook them up. And you do want to fry your egg. If you want to make scrambled, that's fine too. But you make sure you use butter to cook them. Only because in this particular dish, instead of like olive oil or a margarine or something, because this particular dish, for doing something French, it relies heavily on cream and butter and rich fat grossness. Okay, yay! I've got some half and half here. I use probably about 1/5 of this. Okay? Let's just whisk that together and then get our seasonings cooking. We're going to do something so crazy. So crazy, you know believe. And you know what? I want to, actually, I know there's garlic in the tuna, which we're going to put away. Okay. My oven is at 375, remember. Now there's garlic in the tuna cake is what I was trying to say. But I want to put some in the sauce too, to round out the flavor. I've got this, look, garlic comes in this crazy squeeze thing now. Ah! Wow, be really careful with that. So that's a good heaping tablespoon of garlic. I use a crap ton of garlic in my cooking, if you haven't noticed. You definitely don't have to do that. Watch how crazy this is about to be. Ever thought about using seasonings this way? I bet you haven't. You're like, what? What? The suspense is killing me. I have 2 bags of lavender tea. 100% natural lavender tea. We are going to mix that in. Because there is a liquid and there is heat. It's going to be a really thick sauce. It needs a little bit more cream. It's thickening up because there was probably too much flour. Too much of a roux. Let's make it thick. If there's extra, we can always scramble it in with the eggs too, right? Actually, I think that's exactly what I'll do. Okay, so we're just gonna add a little bit of sugar to this and some black pepper. So you've got garlic, lavender, sugar, and black pepper. Black pepper. Azúcar! Azúcar! What did I give this? I finally bought sugar today. It's gonna be so yummy. If you don't like lavender, probably don't make this. Okay? Squeezy! Oh, good. So, I would say do it in your hand. See, because that could happen. You don't want that much. So, maybe a teaspoon of sugar. How am I gonna get that back in? Watch this. Oh my gosh, it's working, it's working. I'm so clever. So I made that work, y'all. BAM! Okay. Butter away. I'll pull it back out when I'm gonna make the eggs. This can go away. This is good. Cajun seasoning's gone. It's gonna be a very rich dish, so you can make substitutions. You could do, if you really wanted to, if you're on a diet or anything, you could do the same sauce, just double up the amount of roux you make, and you can also, by the way, make roux with olive oil. You don't have to make it with butter. And you could do, instead of the cream, you could do water. It'll actually, because the lavender will still season it, will still flavor it. So will the sugar and the black pepper. And water will thicken just fine if you make it a nice roux. I'm just going to turn this down and let it simmer. Do you see how thick it's getting? Let me bring it over to show you. It's basically doing what an Alfredo will do. Smells really good too. Yeah, those are just tea bags. I said tea bags. Those are just tea bags floating around. They're gonna, the thing that's like sad about them is you can't see, they don't change the color of it. So you're like, I don't know if it's working. But then you smell it and you go, oh, wow, that's cool. So, yeah, I'm just going to get this to the same thickness of an Alfredo sauce. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to turn it off and just let it sit. And then I'm going to cook up my eggs once I get my tuna cakes out, and that's when I'll come back. So I'm going to do my dishes in the meantime, and that's it. I'm turning this down just a little bit more. And we'll be back in a bit, okay? Fantastic. Hi, I'm back. As promised, I'm making my eggs now. Tuna cakes are done, the sauce is done, and for my seasoning of my eggs, like I said, I used a sugar, literally a pinch. It was just a little bit. A couple turns of black pepper, and just a pinch of clove also. Just letting these fry. Just flip them real quick. I really want to have, make sure the yolks stay intact, just to keep that sort of gross French creamy going. I encourage you to write me, tweet me, whatever people do nowadays, to give me better adjectives than what I use. While those are cooking up, my sauce is fine, it's warm, and I'm going to coat a lot of sauce. But I'm a saucy kind of guy. You definitely don't have to use all of it. You could probably get away with a quarter of that much, but why not? I'm just coating my plate with that sauce. Wah, 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 wah. It's really nice. Now, the lavender tea didn't give me enough of what I wanted. The eggs are done, so let's go to tuna cakes. I want you to see how firm they are. Got a little smidge of egg on there. But they're really firm. You see when you break one open? So I'm going to pop these on here. They come right off. And I'm going to do my eggs right over them. Fun, fun, fun. So that is my fancy Provencal tuna and egg dish. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it smells so insane. I am so crazy with my ingredients. I'm just going to give this a wipe down real quick before I put it in the oven. Because nothing leaked out of it. It was just the oil I already... Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to try this, you guys. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Oh, I was trying to tell you, this is kind of important. So my lavender tea didn't flavor as strongly as I wanted to because I love lavender, and so I have lavender oil. I used one tiny drop of it. You don't have to do that. You could skip the lavender altogether and just make a cream sauce. Still going to be good. So let's get... these tuna cakes just turned out perfectly. I wish you could see... Oh, wow. Okay. Let's get some egg, tuna cake, sauce. Yumma. Fantastical. It's so rich, and there's such a combination of flavors. It's so layered. The textures are really nice. It's very hearty for just being tuna and egg. And the lavender makes such a... It's just a subtle flavor, but it makes such a difference. And the clove get it just this tiniest bit of spice. I'm so gross. No. So, that's been my sneak peek. You join me tomorrow. I'm going to make 4 different kinds of tuna cake with 4 different kinds of sauce. Yay! Until next time, kids. Bye-bye. Have fun.